Dental Scotch Snuff is dry and awesome. There's what the grind looks like. If you're familiar with Bruton Snuff, here's what that looks like. Oh, mine's practically gone, but I've owned this can for over 2 years, and I've used it a lot over the past 2 years. So proof that, you know, using snuff can really save you money. This was like $5.30 back in the day. Now this can's worth $6.50 before tax. So they raised it a whole $1.50 in a year, or 2 years. Ridiculous. The demand for this is off the shelf in my neighborhood. But a store I went to, Food Depot, over there in Marietta. Went over there, looked at the shelf. This was gone, but the price was still there, and they were out of stock. And I asked them, I was like, "Where is this stuff, man? I need it." Not really, but obviously, you know, the market trends for this snuff is ridiculous. It's kind of interesting. Some things will be off the shelf for a month at a time, and then some other stuff will be off the shelf for a month for a time. So this week it was Bruton. 2 months ago it was Buttercup. But it's just the market trends with this stuff is really interesting. But at the end of the day, it's always the same stuff that's on the shelf for the past, I don't know how many years. Not many players on the American snuff game. You've already seen my Bruton Snuff video. I've already done a review on it. It's pretty cool. But today, Dental Scotch. Not the sweet one. Sweet one has like a darker label to it instead of just yellow. This one is the one you want to use if you're going to use it nasally. As far as dipping this one, or sniffing this one, if you've had tuberose, it's similar to that, minus the floral scent, smell, sweetness, sugar tones. This is exactly like tuberose without all the fluff of the floral scents, and it's awesome. And there's some comparisons to be made about this snuff compared to Bruton, and because Bruton's technically the king of the crop when it comes to this stuff, since the price of it, it was easily, this stuff was $4.58, and Bruton's $6.50. Bruton's 100% American and $1.50 extra. You want to know the difference before you buy them, right? So this one's got a nice burn to it. The burn is kind of, it reaches an apex of where, you're like, woo, and then it backs off a little bit. The flavor is great. I would say that I've defined the Bruton Snuff as having wood tones, or has an anthill-like flavor. Yeah, and Bruton's got a ketchup flavor in it. Ketchup / cardboard dust smell to it. I think I'm the only one who's ever picked that up, but this is pretty sweet. It's not sweet as in sugar. It doesn't have any sugar in it. It doesn't make my nose water like bad. I'm sorry. It doesn't make my nose just flood like tuberose does. Tuberose, or any snuff that's sweet or has some sugar in it, I don't care for them anymore. They're great dips. They're delicious dips. But if you want it in the nose, you want to be on the nasal snuff game for real, stay away from the sweet snuffs. Just stick to the regular Scotch snuffs, and you should be fine. But, you know, to each their own. I don't like sweet stuff in my nose anymore. I used to, but I don't. Too much going back and forth between the hanky, if you know what I mean. I haven't had a need to blow my nose since using just cutting the sugar out of it. But you know, you can tell that it does saturate your nose just a wee bit. But you know what? That's part of the game. So let's dive into it a little bit. So this snuff is great. The packaging is great. The label has like this wax coating on it, and it's really shiny. So you could take this everywhere you want to go, and you know, after a year it won't, or 2 years, it won't look so beat up like this can does. But that one's just no coating, just a regular old paper cover. This one, pretty nice. The lid actually has 3 points at which it kind of like hooks on there. There's, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's one right there, and there's one right at the top right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there are three semi cuts and within the thing, and it keeps it on there secure. So you know, I could tip this over and, you know, have it in my pocket all day, and it's in good shape. No worries. You don't want snuff going everywhere. But as far as it's compared to Bruton, like I said, has that anthill wood tones, smoky flavor. You're still gonna get that, except without the anthill tones or the ammonia smell that's so pronounced in Bruton, and the ketchup and the cardboard smell, and the grind is a lot finer on the Bruton snuff than the dental Scotch snuff. The smell is wonderful. It's what you really want in a American Scotch. I believe it's a very decent snuff. I think some of those people that keep up with me already know about this. A lot of people I give it to. I don't exactly give it to them. I trade it, but the people that I've traded with always have this in their list. This snuff is wonderful. It's not floral. It's nice. Could you use it every day? Yeah, you could. Could you dip it? It's delicious. I mean, going to be a little bit more expensive than regular dipping tobacco if you're going to use it that way, but doesn't burn your mouth. It's kind of pleasant. As far as the onset and the flavors are really, they're kind of the way they should be with an American Scotch. And I think this is a real definitive American Scotch, although it contains some products from foreign countries. It's probably about a 59% US, 41% imported. But the American Snuff Co. makes Grizzly, and Grizzly's pretty good. Bruton is right next to the Copenhagen plant, so yeah, I like them. I like both of these snuffs, but if I had to have a favorite, it'd be this one. I'd have to buy the bigger tubs of it from now on. So I guess if you want to pick this one up, it's great. Do it. It's great. I don't have to grab from my hanky all the time. It's not one of those snuffs. But if you want to load up on it, you're going to need the hanky. So yeah, I think I'm just going to talk about the direction I'm going to take in nasal snuff from now on. I'm staying away from the English snuffs. English snuffs in particular, I'm just not going to buy anymore. I got too much. I don't know if I would buy more, but yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. I would like to pick up some German snuff, but there's no rush on that. I'm pretty satisfied as it is. As far as Indian snuffs are concerned, from now on I'm only going to do 6 photo snuffs. Everything else is just too inconsistent. Let's see. I think I'm just going to buy the biggest tubs of this I can have around and be satisfied and never have to buy tobacco like I used to, or buy it really infrequently, as in like once in a really blue moon. So I've been using a vape for a couple days and I don't like it, so I think I'm just gonna be done with vaping. I've got some dip with me. Obviously, you know which one it is. It's Copenhagen Wintergreen. But I don't know. I'm the American nasal snuff guy now, since no one else makes videos about this stuff. Well, if you're looking for snuff, you know where to go. There's the Facebook group. There's Snuff House, which is slowly going downhill, and Modern Snuff Facebook on Facebook. Stay away from that group. It's not the guy. It's basically a duplicate group. The real group that you need to go to is the Facebook Nasal Snuff Takers group, or just NST. That's where all the people are posting their snuffs that they enjoy. That's the place to be. But you already know about it probably. So I think that concludes the snuff video. Down Scotch. Pick up a can. I'm out.